wasn't really using it that much because I didn't want to burn out the new CPU. And so Thursday I was going to sit down and play it, and then like Brooke texted me while I was at work, and she's like, my computer just like went black and I can't do anything on it. Like it boots up and then like just goes to a black screen, which apparently was just like the desktop itself, because like she could move the cursor and it would show up, and like we could get Task Manager up and all kinds of weird stuff.
Weird.
And it looked like it was like trying to boot Windows 7 inside of her Windows 10. Because like when you pull up the Task Manager and stuff, it was like the Windows 7 version of them.
Oh. So
I'm not really sure what it was, but I ended up getting it just like reset with all her files still there and stuff. And that's when I went back through and like deleted all the old install or update files and cleaned out her computer because just in case and all that. But yeah, that took all night.
Oh jeez.
And then podcast tonight. So yeah, it's been a week. She just yelled, "You're the best" from the other room.
All right, live stream is up. Close that. That's the news. What is this? Oh, my friend just sent me happy birthday with a billion cakes and presents emojis.
Nice.
Oh, cake sounds super good.
Yeah, it does. Cake.
I went to the Mandarin today for my birthday, and Mandarin is just basically like a Chinese buffet that's kind of general, so it has like everything. But yeah, like I had a chocolate cake there, or a slice of a chocolate cake as my birthday cake.
Nice.
Yeah, some of the food there is not great. The chicken wings are like super over fried, like all dried out and shit. Yeah, it's real bad. Best thing there.
Yeah, I thought Brooke had gotten some cookie stuff from the store last weekend, and apparently it was just baking soda that had a cookie on the box.
Oh,
so I was like, "Oh, let's make cookies tonight after dinner." We don't have any cookies.
That's good.
So I'm in a baked good mood now.
That's good.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you enjoyed your cake.
Yeah, the cake was good. It was chocolatey. Actually, the cake I had on top of like a grilled piece of chicken, and the chocolate like melted onto the chicken, so I had like a chocolate grilled chicken too. It was okay.
Nice.
It tasted like grilled chicken and chocolate. What can I say?
I mean, yeah, like that's just an interesting combo. I'd want to try it just out of curiosity.
It's just like it doesn't mix well together. It's just like it tastes like the two different things, Yeah. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Charge Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, best friends gather around and talk about the games they've been playing, the shit that's going on in their lives. And also food. Like every last few podcasts, we just always talk about food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like food.
Joining me today is Justin.
Hello, I'm back. like nicely back, not out in my living room.
No more
with
couch.
Cat noises and stuff. Yeah.
And we also have Lo. How you doing, Lo?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the cast.
And a happy Friday the 13th.
And Thomas's birthday.
Yeah.
It won't be when you hear this, but still.
Or it also won't be the 13th either, but still, we're live streaming out. But yeah, Justin, what have you been up to this whole week? Well, I mean, I guess you kind of talked about it, but if there's anything else you want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been, like, I'm back at work now, so it's been just reacclimating to the fact that I have no free time. Because it was, like, work during the day, and then, like, I have 2 D&D games going. One only every other week, so that kind of, that just hits usually on my busier weeks, it tends to be. But, like, Monday and Tuesday, D&D at night. Wednesday was cool with the Kind of Funny meetup. Like, if you guys don't know what that is, Greg Miller, like formerly of like the face of IGN, started up a company after stealing a lot of the really talented people from IGN and all working together. Created Kind of Funny. They have this huge, well, not huge, but very well-known community on the internet. and like they do like live events over in San Francisco and stuff. And Greg is actually from Chicago, or the Chicago area, but he went to school at the university like here, or where I am, the Mizzou. And so like that's kind of, he still tries to visit every now and then just to see old college friends and stuff like that. And so like I knew who he was, but I didn't register because he would talk about Mizzou sometimes, and I'm like, why does this guy like that works for like the biggest gaming company out there, or gaming media site I should say, like why does he keep talking about like this school that's like 10 minutes away from me? I don't understand. And like then he was talking about how he went to Mizzou, and like he talks about all of like the local businesses and stuff like that that's around here. Just it's so fascinating to me, like this kind of big name, like a verified Twitter account, talking about the city I live in. So nice. Since I've started following Kind of Funny, it's just been cool to like, he keeps like a Mizzou sticker on his laptop and like talks about the like some restaurants that I go to regularly and like the bar scene around here and stuff like that. And so I always really enjoy that kind of stuff. And so when they said that they were coming here for just like a meetup, I think they were doing some video stuff here. I don't know exactly what they were filming. I don't think it was related to the meetup, but they did have like a vlog camera there. Maybe it'll end up in a Kind of Funny video. I don't know. But yeah, when I found out that they were coming to visit, I was like, okay, like I'm never going to make it out to San Francisco to go to any of their events or anything. Like this is the one time I'll actually be able to go to like a Kind of Funny community event. So I first booked to go with, bribed her with chicken wings. She was at a wing place, and
because of course
they were delicious, by the way. They hurt afterwards because we ate too many wings, but they were delicious. And I assumed it would be like a relatively small thing because, like I said, this isn't a super big city. It's probably like the 5th or 6th biggest city in Missouri, which is already not a huge state, like population wise. And really the only thing it's known for is the university. Because they're like the football team there is part of the SEC, so they get some play on like college TV, football, state. ESPN maybe does college football. I don't know.
One of them.
Anyway, this story is getting out of control. So yeah, we went there assuming it was just gonna be kind of a small like chill hangout at a wing place that I'd never even been to. I didn't know how big it was or anything. And so we just like kind of sauntered in like right around 6:30 when it started, and there was like kind of like the velvet ropes with like a thing saying like Kind of Funny meet up this way, like pointing to a room to the side. And so we go in there and it's like it's full. Like that room, there's no tables to sit out. There's people standing against the wall, but like the room where I assume they had kind of like rented for the area or for the meetup was full. So Brooke was like, okay, we'll just go, to the other side. Like, it's not that busy. We'll go over there, eat, and then, we can always go back into the other room after we're done eating, but we're hungry. So we go sit down, order our food, everything. A lot more people start coming in, and, like, there's, like, a line, like, that actually went out the door at one point. Oh, wow. And that room was still full. Like, I don't know how people were planning to get into this packed room when they were trying to also eat. Like, there's only so many tables. They were just kind of waiting. Yeah. So I got a little bit like I got my anxiety kind of hit a little bit in the very beginning, just because like I don't do very well in large crowds because of my hearing and everything. Like it's too loud. I can't handle it very well. And so we just focused on eating, talk to each other, things like that. Kind of looked around to see if there's anyone there that we knew already to kind of like be an in. Like if they knew other people there, it's like, hey, I know you. Who are your friends? We didn't know anyone. Even when I posted the pictures on Twitter, everyone's like, I don't know who those people are, but you're happy, so I'm happy for you. Like, I apparently don't know anyone that knows who Kind of Funny is, and that's weird to me.
They just don't have a quality taste like you.
I guess. I mean, you also kind of told me about them, that you've fallen off of them since.
Yeah, I listen every now and then, I got a lot of wrestling podcasts that are keeping me company now.
That's fair. Although they had Xavier Woods on the other day. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so we were over there just like at our table, kind of chilling, and like Greg and him come in like the main doors on the side we are all through because it was way less crowded over there. They just stroll past everyone that's like just sitting there eating while everyone else is over on the other like super crowded side waiting for them. So they walked by our table, and I was just like, see, like this was the right choice. We should have come over here. They came to see us first, and they turned around and like, huh? What did you say? And they came over and introduced themselves and like said hi, and we chatted for a little bit, and they moved on and like dropped their stuff off to go into the other room where all the people are. But it was really cool because it's like we kind of got priority because we weren't on the crowded side. But after that, it got a little crazy because they were all over the place. They were trying to meet with everyone. It was kind of hard to pin them down for more than a few seconds. At one point, they ended up like in the kind of the hallway, like between the bar, like back where the bathrooms were. So there was a lot of like scooting past them to try to go to the bathroom, which was kind of awkward. And they were just trying to find a quiet place to eat for a change. And Brooke kept randomly running into them. She had no idea who they were. She was just there for the wings, but she was just trying to get past them and was just saying goofy little things because we had a few drinks before we went over there to try and lighten things up. And when we got home, she was like, see, like, I'm usually so nervous around all this stuff. And like, I get, I don't do well in interviews and all this, but like when it's some random internet people that I don't know, I'm fine. Like she actually ended up kind of interrupting their dinner to have them get a picture with me because I didn't want to be rude. And she's like, really? Come on. And just went over.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
Thanks,
nice.
Mrs. Right.
Yeah, exactly. She took care of him for me. Yeah, it was a fun night. Like I was a little bummed that it was so busy because I really did want to actually like get to know the community and like some of the people there because I don't know like who lives here and enjoys the same things I do because I don't get out much. And it's a lot of the college scene, which of course they all know each other because they're on campus, but I avoid that area like the plague because it's obnoxious.
Yeah.
And like Brooke's on the Reddit, like the local Reddit, and we'll sometimes see like people trying to get D&D groups together or something, but they all want to meet in public, and we don't really want to do that. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
So this is like, I was like, okay, now I can go and actually meet the Columbia people, but because they don't do meetups very often, it was like people were driving from like Oklahoma and like I think there's a few Michigans and kind of all around just to go here because it's the closest they've ever been to them. So it was like probably half locals and half people that traveled. So, I wasn't going to take their time. And I didn't even know who was local. So, yeah, I should have been a little smaller because I probably would have mingled more. But it was still really fun, and I'm glad I got to go. I wouldn't have gone by myself, that's for sure.
Nice.
But yeah, and then, Thursday, fixing Brooke's computer, which was a lot, and then now this. So it's pretty much just been like work and like way too many things happening at night. So I don't really have a lot of gaming stories this week. I got my computer all back up and running Sunday. I thought it was all going to come in on Monday, and I would like be struggling to kind of like piece things together throughout the week, between all the stuff I had planned. But it luckily came in Sunday, so I put it all together. I couldn't put my cooler back on because I was still missing like a bracket piece for it, but I could at least get it up and running and make sure that everything was good now with the new motherboard. So I was kind of like, I was pulling up a few games just to kind of test the temperatures and things. Even with my old like tiny little stock cooler, it still didn't actually get like to dangerous temperatures or anything. So it's really solidly built now, which is super exciting. And I'm glad it's all running well. I just have to get more RAM at some point because I tried to open Premiere just to check it, and it was a little slower than usual. Because I mean, it's better RAM, like it's DDR4 now, which has higher speeds. But I used to have 16, and now I have 8.
Yeah.
And so like I could only allocate so much RAM for Premiere to exclusively use. Whereas before, I think I gave it like 12 of the 16. Now I gave it like 5 of 8. So it's a noticeable difference in like rendering and stuff like that. So that's something I'll have to figure out. But games are buttery. I'm not having any more like issues with slowdown. Obviously, my mic and stuff works now. So that was like, I was content with that. I didn't really need to play a lot of games or anything this week. I got all my technical stuff figured out.
Nice.
But I was going to try to beat Telltale Batman, like season 1 before tonight. I got about halfway through the 5th episode, and that's still really good. Like the 3rd episode especially is a major turning point, and it ends on like a, oh crap, I wonder if that could have been avoided moment. I don't think it could have been because you never have that much choice in Telltale games. But yeah, I don't want to spoil it because I know season 2 is out now, but still, it's an exciting moment. But let's just say the main villain is not who you think it is, and that was a huge moment. And episode 4 started out really cool with a little bit of like kind of proto Joker action, which I loved. Not a huge fan of the voice actor that voices him. He was kind of a different take on the character than I like.
Yeah.
But it worked, like in the context of the game. It's just like it was more nuanced. It wasn't just like I'm the Joker, ha 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 ha. Like he felt more like a realistic character, and so he didn't have like the Jokerisms. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't really full on Joker yet.
Yeah, this is way before it's way before he's even Joker. And the second season gets into,
but
like,
it's a little bland, I think.
Yeah, the second season gets way into that with Joker and Harley Quinn and all that.
Yeah, I'll still wait for season 2 to be on a sale,
of course,
because I'll probably have to pick it up on PS4 so I can transfer the season data over.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm actually like way more curious about season 2 than I was even about season 1 when that first came out. Now that I've gotten to play season 1 for free, and probably why they did that, but it worked. So yeah. That's pretty much it, though. I've played a little bit more, just kind of like general stuff for videos. I booted Hyperlight Drifter back up to see if I wanted to include it on a Zelda video that I'm doing. Because like, I feel like it pays homage to Zelda, but doesn't really play like it. And once I played it again, I actually realized, like, kind of a little spoiler, I realized it's basically like a top-down Breath of the Wild. And so I was kind of fascinated by it in a new way, like, with that retrospective of like having Breath of the Wild in my mind now, which I didn't have when I played Hyperlight Drifter before. I'm kind of seeing it in a new light, and it's really good. But also, I lost the save to a lot of my games when I reinstalled Windows with everything. So I'm kind of bummed about that, because Hyperlight Drifter was one of those. And that's not an easy game, so any progress you make matters.
Right. Like, you didn't have Steam cloud saving at all? I
guess not.
You have to toggle it on, I think. And I'm not
the
sure
problem
if it's
is, like, it keeps defaulting the game library to the C drive. And my C drive I pretty much just use for the OS. Like, it's a solid state. It's like 320 gig or something like that. Like, it's a big solid state, but I don't want to use it because like it really does affect speed and stuff. And so like I would try to switch it over so I install all my games on the E drive, but I don't always realize that at first. So I'll go through like, go on an installing spree as soon as I reinstall Windows, and I'm like, oh crap, those are all on the C drive. So I switch it, but like it's still, some of it's already on the C drive. I can't move it. So I always lose some of my games whenever I reinstall Windows.
Yeah,
but I've never lost my data before.
Yeah, not every game supports it either. So that could be it too.
Because I know I lost it on a time. Like, I got it in beta and had to like kind of change the formatting of my save file when it actually released. So I was probably bound to lose that eventually anyway. But it does still suck because I was pretty substantially far into that game.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's pretty much it for me. Just a lot of housekeeping type stuff.
All right. The only thing I wanted to say about Batman was that I think season 2 still, like, it keeps the quality up. It doesn't. I don't think it's worse than the first one.
Oh, good.
That's rare for Telltale games.
Lo, what have you been up to?
So this week has been pretty interesting because I had signed up for Uber Eats just to kind of like make a little extra side money, just stuff like that. But it wasn't going super hot. Like, I would be like sitting online for like 2 hours. I wouldn't get anything. So then I was like, oh, what about GrubHub? I wonder, like, I'll try that. So then I signed up for that. And this is like my first, like, I guess, like, official week, like, working it. And it's been pretty good. Like, I've been busy for like, it's interesting because with Uber Eats, it's kind of like you can go online whenever you want. You just hit the thing, boom, you're online. With GrubHub, you like schedule like what hours you want to work beforehand, like the week prior. So it's pretty interesting that way. So I'll like schedule out between like 11 and 3 or 4, which just so happens to be like one of the busiest parts of the day. So it's just like as soon as I finish one delivery, boom, I get another one. So yeah, that's been pretty cool. I've been pretty busy doing that, driving around a lot. my car smells like fried food and just all the best food in Vegas. But you know, it's funny because like while I'm driving, like I don't really notice it. It's just when I get out of my car and then I get back into my car later, I'm like, oh, that smells like 10 different restaurants in here. Cool.
Does like after a shift, do you drive to one of those restaurants and buy yourself something?
No, but I do keep like note of them because I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this place was here. Cool, I'll have to come here sometime. This food seems pretty cool. This food seems pretty good here. Nice. But yeah. The money's been pretty good. I've worked just under not even like 20 hours and I made around like $300. That's 20 hours spread over like 4 days too. So like that's just driving around. So it's whatever, cool.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, and then I did have a couple of weird trips. What was it? Yesterday, I think it was. So what happened was I had got the order in like I normally do. So I went and picked up the food, and then so then it gives you the address of like where the person's at. So then I go to the address, and then I go there, and it's a hotel. I'm like, okay, so it's a hotel. So I'm just gonna go to the front desk. They're probably staying here. I'm sure they can like ring them at their room or whatever. And then I came to realize that the person that made this order wasn't actually there. She was staying at that hotel, but for some reason they put that address in with her order. She was actually somewhere else on like the other side of town. And then like in the delivery instructions, there was like some like thing that applied to like where she actually was, but it didn't actually say where she was. I'm like, oh, well, okay, I'm gonna have to like detective this shit out. So like I tried to ask like the front desk if like, because she was there like on work with like a group or something like that. I was like, oh, is there like any event that's going on like nearby that you know about, blah blah, this and that. So then needless to say, like I figured it out eventually and I got there. It was just funny because it's all this time like I was calling her on her phone, and then the front desk lady was calling her too. Neither of us were able to get through to her, and then like 20 minutes later she calls me. She's like, oh hey, yeah, I got your number from the restaurant regarding my order, so where are you? And I was like, that's what I'm trying to find out. I was about to ask you the same thing, so I'm glad you called. So she told me where she was, then I made the delivery, and it was all good. But yeah, that was probably like the weirdest thing I had was just, and that was that was straight up user error. That like was like nothing that I did, and it was just kind of it was funny because like I had like enough Chinese food in my car for like maybe like 5 or 6 people, and then so what normally happens in a case like that, if you can't find the person, they just cancel the order and you can just keep the food. But like I was like on the other side of town, and I'm like, I don't want to have all this Chinese food in my car because I'm still not done with my shift. Is like I can't just drive back home and drop it off, you know. So I'm glad it worked out.
You could just eat 5 people's worth of Chinese food.
Just casually driving around town, yeah.
That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah,
I would have figured something out. But yeah, so I mean, aside from that, it's been pretty good. I've just been doing that, and then I like staggered the hours. So like I'll like work a block of hours, and then I can come home, work on my freelance video stuff, email off the changes, hop back on, do some more deliveries. So I'm keeping busy during the week. And I don't know, like I didn't think just driving around town and delivering food would be like very tiring, because like the first day I was like, oh yeah, that was cool. Like, you know, it's nice to like actually like be like doing something like outside of the house and getting out and stuff like that. And then the next thing I knew, I was asleep. And I was like, oh, I guess I was a lot more tired than I thought. Oh well. So I like set the intention
or something.
Right. So I set the intention, okay, I'm gonna set aside some time at the end of the day to do some gaming, and it just didn't happen because I just kept going down really hard for a nap after work. So finally this morning I woke up really, really early because Tanya she was off today, so we ended up just hanging out the rest of the day. So I'm like, oh, I gotta get some gaming in. So then I woke up super early, and then I got into Titanfall 2, and I just finished out the rest of the story, which I was only like 3 missions or something away from the end. So yeah, I don't want to spoil anything because I know Justin, you're gonna play through that, but really cool story. It's cool. It pushes, the way it pushes you along is like really nice. It has that it's almost like it was like made by like people like from Call of Duty or something like that. You can kind of like tell it has that kind of flow and stuff like that. And but yeah, cool game.
Yeah, it was kind of supposed to be a competitor, and then you know it didn't have a single player for the first one anyway, so it started the series off on a wrong foot, and then they just couldn't get it back because I think The second one released at a really bad time, didn't it?
Yeah, it was between
Right
like
around
the
Battlefield and
latest
stuff?
Call of Duty
Yeah.
and like Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Battlefield
I
1,
don't know
like
what
the
they were
one of the like
thinking.
highest selling games they've ever made.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a shame
I
they
think-
can't get that series right because it is a worthy competitor to those
Yeah.
series.
It plays
That
so
campaign
well.
is-
It plays great.
Yeah, the mechanics are good, and it's just funny because it's I just get into this mindset sometimes that I'm playing Call of Duty, so then I won't do any like of the wall running or the cool like sliding around and shit. Then I'll die, and then I'm like, oh right, I'm supposed to jump around and like wall run and slide and shit. So then I do that, and then I'll do fine. But yeah, really cool game. They added, I don't know how recently, but there's like some kind of horde mode in there called Frontier Defense. I was looking to check that out. Now that I'm done with the campaign, I might just play through the campaign again just because it was a fun campaign mode to play through. But yeah, that's game wise, that's pretty much, yeah, that's like the only thing I played this week.
Yeah, so I actually got to watch that Andre the Giant documentary. Have you guys expressed any interest in watching that?
No.
No?
No.
I don't know. He was a larger than life
he's
character.
cool.
So, yeah. Yeah. I just figured maybe you guys be interested. But yeah, like I watched that this morning because I figured, you know, I've been wanting to watch this. Let me start off my holiday right and watch this documentary. And at the end of it, I was just bawling my eyes out. I was like, this is a great way to start my day. Watching this documentary, it's real sad what it gets into. It's great though. Like I suggest everyone to watch it if you're interested in Andre, because it tells you like his history from when he was like just a small boy on a French farm to like the day when he went back and passed away. But yeah, that's great. Watch that. But for gaming, I spent last weekend playing Destiny. Not the second one, the first one.
No. What?
Yeah.
That's weird. Why?
So when the first game, the first Destiny came out, I played through the story mode and then I just played a bunch of multiplayer and that was about it. So I never went back when they had all that DLC added in. And I had that game when I bought it bundled with Infinite Warfare. So I was in the mood for some more Destiny, but I kind of did everything I could do on my own in Destiny 2. So I figured, what the hell? I mean, just start up the first game, and now I'm playing through the story mode again before I hit up the DLC content. I just use an item to instant level my guy to 40 because I didn't want to grind up my levels and then grind up my power level or my light level. So then my dad found out I was playing Destiny. He's like, "Oh, I could still play Destiny if you want." Like, okay, so then we just hit up like a strike. It was like a difficult strike. It said like I was power level enough, but my dad basically just carried me throughout that strike. It was just me and him.
Oh, father son fire team.
So yeah, I'm playing through more Destiny. I'm probably gonna keep playing that until the new DLC comes out for Destiny 2 this May. Or before Yakuza, because that's kind of the game I've been waiting on. So I've been playing a bunch of other stuff in the meantime. Another thing I've been playing, back to Pandora Tomorrow. That game is still really bad.
Why are you still playing it?
Yeah.
I have to finish all the Splinter Cell games. I just have to.
Do you though?
Yes. I don't know what's in my brain. I bought it for $15. I might as well play it. But yeah, that game's still terrible. The frame rate is still bad. It's got all the problems with the first game, but it's even worse. I don't know how they made I guess there's a reason why it's not on their PC, their Ubisoft store, because they want everyone to forget about it.
It's kind of pretending like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, still issues with that. Trying to think of what else. I actually booted up Radical Heights today just to play around so I could talk about it here. And it's a interesting game. So it's 100% not finished. You could easily tell just by the textures of some of the things in the game. Like there's just like absolutely no textures. This is a gray building. But there's something in there that I still kind of like. Like, it's a little bit more fast paced than PUBG, but it's not cartoon. It's not arcading the way the Fortnite is. It's kind of in between. So it doesn't have like the realism, but it's a little bit more like over the top. Like, the whole veneer of it is that it's like a 80s. It's like a Running Man, like an 80s contestant show where everyone's killing each other to the death. You get money throughout the game, so there's like, you can go into a convenience store and blow up a cash register, grab some money, and then there's kiosks around the map that you can buy weapons from. And they're way better weapons than what you can find on the ground. Or you can take that money and then bank it into your bank account, and then you can come back in to another game with more money.
Oh, nice.
So, which kind of leads to a problem that you can... I haven't really looked into the microtransaction model because I'm not interested in doing that yet, if at all.
Right.
But it seems like you can buy in-game money with real money. So you can kind of like pay to win.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, so that's kind of... I hope they work around that and like either just take that out or do something else with it. Because you can also just buy it for cosmetic stuff. I haven't, like I said, I haven't looked too far into microtransaction model, so I could just be talking on my ass, but I saw a headline of an article, so that's super informative. But yeah, it's interesting. When you parachute to the ground, you just kind of just flop to the ground. There's no parachute. And everyone just gets released randomly in different areas of the map.
Oh, okay.
The way the circle works in this one is that it's not a circle, it's grids. It's kind of like Project Darwin.
Oh, nice.
Where it knocks out the grids, like certain grids in the map, and you have to get out of the grid.
I like that.
And it's random every time, so it's not like... There'll be continuous grids, but it's not just like one grid at a time or in a predictable pattern. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's something that seemed interesting to me. The fact that it's not just like you can predict the circle coming in. It's like it kind of keeps you from camping because you never know what's going to be closed off next.
Right. Yeah, it'll give you a warning, but yeah, that's right. I made it to third place just by running around. The first guy I killed in the game, I just blasted him with a shotgun. He only had a pistol. And then there's another thing in the game where there's like a recycler machine, and what you do with that is you just grab guns and you throw guns in it and it'll shoot money out. So I was in like a really safe area, so I just ran around, grabbed a bunch of guns and threw it in there while it was giving me money, and I just banked the money because I knew like, I have no confidence in myself and my abilities, so might as well try and grab a bunch of money. I kind of made my guy look like Kenny Omega as much as I could. You guys have absolutely no idea who that is, but
I've heard that name before, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of neat. It still has that tension that I get with PUBG. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what else comes from it. I'm
assuming they have. I'm assuming they're trying to make up for their kind of lackluster Lawbreakers thing. I just hope that they don't get too greedy and go too crazy with the microtransactions thing. Yeah. But I mean, the premise of it, the whole like 80s setup, it looks interesting, like the graphical style and everything. So
yeah, it's a little much. Like if you're not into the 80s, you might be turned off completely. But
yeah, it seems kind of niche in that regard.
Yeah, I kind of just ignore it at this point because it's over the top. The ending song, like you can spectate to the end, and the song that plays is "You're the Best Around," and then confetti falls from the sky, which is kind of cool. But that song might get a little tiring after you play a few more rounds. If you watch, anyways.
The best around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would get really annoying.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. Some of the cars, they look like they're drivable, but they're not drivable yet. I would imagine, I would like to see an update where the cars are drivable, but they do have bikes, and they have bikes with pegs on them. so you can do like BMX stuff, like like bunny hops and stuff. But it felt weird. Like it didn't feel like it controlled all that great. And then like the character animation's really bad. Like he's clearly not holding onto the handlebars, and his hands come off the handlebars while he's pedaling. That can get really bad. There's some really neat stuff with the dodge roll mechanic, because there's a dodge roll mechanic. It's not natural. It's not like a button you press. It's like a jump and then you hit the crouch button and you'll roll. It's like kind of like an air dash roll.
Interesting.
When I looked at the end, it was like people were doing that a lot for just dodging bullets. So that could be kind of neat. Like I saw something where a guy looked like he was doing like a dolphin dive. So there might be some like really neat mechanical stuff that
that could be cool.
Like I haven't gotten to yet because it's, you know, top tier gameplay. But yeah, it looks like it could be neat. There's like I said, there's like no textures for a lot of this game. There's like clearly there's areas that are full, like not fully textured, but they're textured and they have a look to them. There's like a radical sign that's kind of in the vein of like the Hollywood sign. Like it looks like this map could have a lot of character to it. So yeah, it's super early access. It's free. You can just download it, which is a positive. Free. Try it out. See if you like it. If you don't, you didn't spend any money on it. Yeah.
Time is money, though.
This is true.
It's like I've played 26 minutes and I got third. So there you go. 26 minutes of it. Yeah. I think that's mostly what I've been playing. Again, mostly Destiny throughout the week. I'm just waiting for more Destiny 2 content at this point. Yeah. Trying to think of anything else I've done. No. It's my birthday today. I went to the Mandarin. There's photos online. I took pictures of my sister and I eating some Mandarin food. We kind of talked about that at the top. Yeah. Justin, where can the people find your stuff?
I don't know.
Okay. Lo, where can the people find your stuff?
All right.
No, let Justin go. Let him go.
No, I don't deserve to. I'm at Zero Score on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, I guess. Final Fantasy IX has started again, and now that my computer's working, I'm going to get back to work on the other things I've been dealing with. Next will probably be the Marvel Month video. Just knowing the amount of time it takes me to get through this stuff, apparently, because I'm planning that for May. So yeah, I need to put more videos out probably, but oh well, that'll be fun. We're gonna work on it this week, and I'm gonna get Brooke to record some stuff with me for it. So
nice.
Lo.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Nero the Hero, N3R0 THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Nero the Hero spelled with letters, and you can find me every week here with the Chart Shot Boys.
You can find me, your host Thomas, on Twitter at CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can also find us here at chartshot.com, patreon.com/chartshot. Me and Ben, we did some podcasting this week. We did almost 2 hours on WrestleMania weekend with NXT and ROH Supercard of Honor. We had a guest on, Jacob McCourt. If wrestling's not your thing, you could watch us, or you could watch Princess Bride and have us talk over it. We do get into wrestling there too, because, you know, Andre the Giant, he's in the movie. So we talked a bit about him.
Get up here, doof.
And until then, guys, enjoy your games.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
He was just like rubbing on my knee.
Hmm.
You good? I was mad at him earlier because he knocked something off the top of the fridge, because apparently that's the place he goes also. And so I was just like ignoring him for a while, and I think he's trying to get me to forgive him.
Oh.
Yeah, our cats used to do that. Not anymore, though, thankfully.
Yeah. He's the only one, because he has friggin' kangaroo legs.
Hmm.
Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Video Game News Show, hosted by your host, Thomas. Hopefully that's not annoying. These last few weeks I've been doing that. Joining me today is Justin.
Justin!
And...
Double down.
Whoa. It doesn't work as well. B.
You can always go with the name that you hate. Or, I don't know if you hate it, but...
It's just my full name.
Your full name.
Lauren.
There you go. That's a little bit better.
Ew.
Alright. First story of the day I have pulled up here is Minecraft is getting... So the Minecraft for Nintendo Switch is getting Xbox achievements. Like literal Xbox achievements is going to be in the game.
Cool.
Because you have to sign up with your Microsoft account when you boot up the game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like how like you can get achievements on PC when you play things, you know, through like the Xbox Anywhere program or whatever. It's that. Just on Switch, which is kind of weird, I'll admit, but
Do you think Microsoft is subliminally getting into the Switch user base, convert them over?
no.
Yeah, I
They're
don't
not that smart.
No. I don't think so. It's just I wonder what Microsoft has planned for, like, if they're gonna add this to other games. At some, like, not maybe not other games, but I mean, like, they have some kind of like third-party achievement system or something that you can log into, and then like Xbox achievements or Microsoft achievements and other things.
Very possible.
Like Games for Windows Live had that, but their Windows Store doesn't. So maybe they'll do something with their Windows Store. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, kind of neat. Minecraft is still being updated and made to this day. It's been around for a long time. All right. Next story I have here is, did you guys ever watch King of Kong?
Yes. I watched it quite some time ago.
I assume Justin hasn't, because or else he would have
No.
said. Yeah. So it was a documentary about Steve Wiebe and Billy Mitchell going at each other for...
Mitchell.
Yeah, Billy Mitchell.
Billy Mitchell.
The most infamous name on the internet today. So yeah, Billy Mitchell. He was kind of like painted as the villain in that movie, and for good reason.
Yeah.
And it turns out Billy Mitchell, his Donkey Kong scores were not valid. They basically confirmed that he was playing the game through MAME, which is a multi arcade. I don't know what it stands for. I think it's multi-arcade machine emulator. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's playing it through an emulator, and so they removed all of his scores from Twin Galaxies.
After all this time, it took them all this time to figure out that his scores were not valid. That's crazy.
Yeah, ever since 2010. So he had 8 years
nuts.
being the hottest guy on the planet for.
Hey man, I mean,
being the first
he fooled
million
a bunch of
point.
people.
Yeah. Nothing from Justin doesn't care. All right, moving on.
No.
Billy Mitchell.
I mean, I figured we should talk about it, but I don't know. This sounds dumb. Like, I get it's a big deal, but how did it go this long? It feels like they knew and just figured they wouldn't get caught.
That's the thing, right? Is that it's kind of like his score was kind of like founded alongside with Twin Galaxies. So there might be a little bit of like protecting Billy Mitchell about this.
This probably isn't the last we've heard about this.
No. I just figured this has been happening for a while, but since they finally removed his scores, I figured I'd bring it up. All right.
That's fair.
Speaking of wanting more Destiny 2 content, Destiny's next expansion, Warmind, launches May 8th. Destiny 2 Season 3 will kick off with the release of Warmind expansion. They say, in Warmind, we will send you to new places to meet new heroes and battle new enemies. You'll earn new loot, master new activities. They're going to show off the expansion and reveal details during a live stream on April 24th. So
hopefully this new place you go to, or new places is actually what it says, are not just like generic simulator worlds.
That's basically what it was for Mercury. It was just running through a simulator over and over.
It was not fun.
No, it was bad.
It was pretty the first time you go through it.
That like pink and yellow grass stuff was really pretty. But you see it like once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually interested in new enemies because we've had all the enemies from the first Destiny in Destiny 2, so be interesting.
Yeah, they have really good race designs, so I want to see like what a new thing looks like.
Yeah.
Because the Taken were kind of generic. I mean, there's a few unique ones of them, but for the most part, they're just like shadowy versions of the other things we already know. So I want to see something totally new.
What if it's not going to be totally new and it's just like like another shadow or alternate version of something? Because we had that with the Vex. It was like alternate Vex, like old and future Vex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very possible. Very possible.
Sorry to get your hopes up.
It's at this point, it's probably what we'll get. It's Destiny 2.
Yeah.
I
don't know, like, you know, we made the same kind of jokes about like Splatoon 2 being kind of just like an expansion of Splatoon 1, like feeling a lot like the same game, but ironically with some cut content. And like as that's gone, they've added a lot more stuff, and now they're like finally bringing in the Octolings that like were teased for the first Splatoon and never came out. It was like, you know, concept art and everything for them. And now that looks like it's a huge, like, expansive new single-player experience that they're adding into the game. So, like, maybe Destiny 2 will get its Octolings. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just, like, a major game changer in the form of a new species with its own planet to go to that feels totally different from everything else and reinvigorates the game. You never know.
So yeah, this update is going to bring seasonal Crucible rankings, private matches, vault space increase, which is welcomed, multi-emotes, exotic weapon masterworks, which is neat, seasonal vendor progression, exotic weapon sandbox changes, heroic strike modifiers, nightfall challenge cards. And they have a roadmap here for stuff that's coming this summer in September as well. So we'll talk more about that when that stuff rolls out. Let me learn more about it. Yeah, so speaking of games that are slightly disappointing, Sea of Thieves. I actually haven't tried to go back to Sea of Thieves and play with a crew, so I'm on my vacation now. Maybe I'll try that once.
There's barely any game in it to play.
Snap. So yeah, they're going to be adding new content or more content. Developer Rare detailed its post-release support for the game, revealing that additional content will come via weekly events featuring new mechanics and rewards. This will kick off in May with the release of the Hungering Deep, which will introduce a new AI threat to the world for players to go up against. So you won't just be fighting, like, literally all there is skeletons, and then I heard there was like or other players, and then there's a kraken somewhere, which is basically just tentacles.
There is one kraken somewhere. Cool.
Yep. So that'll be neat that there's more than just skeletons.
And one kraken.
Yeah. Also, there's snakes that just sit there and they don't do anything to you, but if you go up to them, they bite you and you get poisoned.
Wow. Just like real snakes.
Yeah, basically. Go away. I'll bite you.
Also, you can't kill them. Like, I've tried killing them and it never worked out.
Just like real snakes.
You need a shovel. Just...
alongside...
Yeah, this game is finally getting, you know, gameplay. That'll be cool.
Yeah. During the summer, the new Curse Sales event will debut, bringing with it a new ship type. And Forsaken Shores content update will introduce a new world for players to explore. So I wonder if that's like a new map, or I don't know. It's interesting. So Steam is going to be introducing new tweaks to the system. Privacy settings. It will let you be invisible while online. I know I've had issues with this before with trying to just set up games with people, and they would not notice that they were offline, or because they just want to set themselves to invisible and not appear online. So
it's like every time we play a game together.
Yeah. So this is kind of a neat. I kind of like this change. So you can appear offline and play games with friends.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Why do I have this? Oh, okay. I thought this was the Maple Leafs, but it's the Pittsburgh. Okay, never mind. Basically, this NHL 18 simulated the playoffs and predicted a Canadian team will win for the first time in 25 years. And so I thought it was the Maple Leafs, which is kind of my hometown. But it's not. It's the Jets, because obviously the Maple Leafs are garbage at everything. So I'm just gonna move on.
Have you been watching any hockey, by the way?
I haven't watched hockey in... When was the last time the Olympics were on before this year?
Oh.
Like 2014?
Oh, wow.
I watched like a game then. I used to watch it like every day after school or like the weekend. Like Saturday night in Canada was like hockey time.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I used to watch it all the time, but now I just don't care. Like I barely even watch like NFL or anything else unless it's like the big game. Because I like the sport. Is just, you know, like I have wrestling I need to watch.
Right. Priorities.
And even then, that's a little bit too much time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, alright. Speaking of old stuff that I used to watch, the original Xbox, 19 original Xbox games are coming to the Xbox One backward compatibility this month. So original Xbox games that are arriving April 17th is Blinks the Time Sweeper, Breakdown, Conquer, Live and Reloaded, Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, Hunter the Reckoning, Jade Empire, Panzer Dragoon Orta, and SSX 3. There are more games coming, but do you have any opinions on those ones?
I've been trying to find Conquer Live and Reloaded, like, just around the internet, because people don't talk about that game. I mean, it is admittedly kind of like a budget version, like a budget remake version of Conquer's Bad Fur Day, because it cut a lot of the content out of the single player to focus more on the multiplayer. But it's also really pretty, like for an original Xbox game, and fixed a lot of like control issues and stuff with the original game. So the parts like from the original game that are in that game are better. There's just a lot of stuff missing from it. So like I've never actually played it myself outside of demos at GameStop, but it's something I've been curious about. But I also don't have an Xbox, so it doesn't matter. But I want to hear more about it, so I'm glad it's gonna start being more popular, maybe.
Yeah.
Lo, you have any opinions on those games or anything?
No, not really.
Okay. Moving on.
I mean, Morrowind's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Whatever. I have that on PC. I don't care about it. So.
I'm kind of burnt out on Elder Scrolls at this point in my gaming career.
The ones that I would check out would be, just because of what I've heard, is Blinks the Time Sweeper, Breakdown, and Panzer Dragoon Orta. Like I have Jade Empire, but I haven't played that at all.
Panzer Dragoon's pretty cool.
Yeah. So then the other ones that are coming in April 26th. Ow, fucking Christ! I almost cut my finger with my toenail. Because I'm just I'm rubbing my toes right now, just so you all know. Justin's like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
We have our title now. There's our title.
Welcome to Podcast with Thomas.
Thomas's toe time.
I got a scratch. It didn't penetrate the skin though. That's good. Um,
Now my index finger's gently sliding over my big toe.
oh no.
Ooh, hold on, Pinky. You're coming soon.
Oh no. All right, I'm moving. I need to move on.
You started it.
Okay. So original Xbox games arriving April 26th is Destroy All Humans. I actually own that on the PS4.
Nice. I loved that game.
Yeah, it's
I heard good
alright.
things.
It works. It's good.
It's alright. It works. It's good.
It's actually pretty neat. They should come up with another one of those or do something with it. Full Spectrum Warrior, Mercenaries, Playground of Destruction, NX
Mercenaries.
Unleashed. Yeah, I've heard Mercenaries is the first one was good. Panzer Elite Action, Fields of Glory. That's only in Europe. Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy, Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, and Star Wars Republic Commando.
Oh, no Jedi Outcast?
Yeah. I don't know if... Yeah, I don't think that's already on there. That's so weird that there's a bunch of Star Wars games that are coming.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I wonder if Battlefront will have online play.
I'm hoping it will, because...
That's the whole
Didn't
point
they
of those.
just shut down the
Right.
servers?
Yeah, they shut down the first servers like a while ago, back with the 360.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this... Yeah, I'd like to know if if they'll have servers for this or not.
Because I know they're back up on PC. The servers, the multiplayer servers are back up on PC, but I don't know about console. Yeah, man. It's been such a long
Crimson
time.
Skies had online, and I don't know if people have played that online on the back compat. I want to say people have tried, but I don't know if they have. So it'd be interesting. I would like to see the number of people that would try to play Battlefront 2 online via this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people
I wonder
love
if there's
that
even a
game.
demand for it.
People still play Battlefront 2 on PC.
Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
I just mean I wonder if there's a demand for it on console, just with the newer Battlefronts and stuff out. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, that's the one thing I like about my Xbox is that they take care of their backwards compatibility. They work on that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool that they're adding all these games to the backwards compatibility, like they said they would. I mean, it's a nice thing. There's a lot of back in the day.
All right. I'm trying to find a transition for this, but no, screw it. Have you guys ever succumbed to ransomware?
Nope,
No?
not me.
I don't think so.
I haven't either, thank God, because I've been playing a lot of PUBG, and I would actually do this to get my files back. Is just play a bunch of PUBG. Okay. I didn't read the details on this, but basically there's a ransomware out there that locks your computer, and you have to play PUBG in an hour of PUBG in order to unlock the ransomware.
So stupid.
It's ridiculous.
That's like robbing a bank and holding all the hostages until like they make you tea or something.
Something real.
You don't even take any money out of the bank. You just go in, like start, making people hostage and like, you cook for me. You make tea. You do my laundry. Like there's no connection
task.
to those two things.
It's
You're not really
almost like-
holding a ransom because you're just having them play a game.
It's almost like they did it just for the headline. At this point, that's my only.
It's very possible.
They do it for the
That's my only
lulz.
theory behind it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
get
want to be
publicity.
internet famous for a minute.
Who wants to think that PUBG Corp is installing this on everyone's computer so that they can play their game?
Oh man, that's gonna be the next big story. Exposed.
We joke about like how PUBG is like hurting, but I think they're still at like 2 million concurrent players, like floating around there, which is still a big deal. It's bigger than
I mean,
Dota.
what I could possibly think is if if they're basically if this ransomware is using some kind of like player learning algorithms to make like better bot software for people to use that can like mimic actual players and get past the people that are banning accounts. Because like there's kind of some wonky I don't even know if that's possible, by the way, but there's kind of some wonky grammar going on here and spelling errors.
Oh yeah.
So it's either just like some dumb kid hacker that just thinks it's a funny prank, or it's like someone that doesn't speak English natively. And a lot of the hackers are in China, let's be honest.
China, Russia, yeah.
Yeah. So if they're trying to just basically get like, learning software that they can kind of like look into and then get an hour's worth of, player unknowns like data from each person that they give this to, that would give them some pretty solid AI to go off of. You never know. Got to be something that they gain from this.
Yeah.
Another PUBG story we have here today is that there's a new PUBG event mode. And what it is, it's basically just team deathmatch. There's 3 teams of 10 that parachute in, fight to the death. And I believe that each player will start the game with guns, from what I've heard. So
they're trying to capitalize on all the different copycats, basically. Like, you want a quicker mode that like is just a regular other first-person shooter? Cool, here, have it. Because like one thing I've read about the Far Cry, like Far Cry 5, all the creator level type stuff, like the map editor, people are trying to create like the player unknown experience, but really all they can do is create like kind of spread out maps with houses laid down and like a parachute drop mechanic, because they don't have a way to have the field get smaller or to only have one life or anything like that. So like people are making all these maps that are called battlegrounds maps, when really they're just deathmatch in a big open area with houses and
someone like recreated that
weapon drops.
That map though, the first one.
Yeah, but it's still just deathmatch. Like there's the player on like the battlegrounds idea, like the battle royale, whatever mode, is something specific. It's not just like you're just making first-person shooter maps now. That's Call of Duty. That's Nuketown. Whatever. What's it called? Is it Nuketown?
There is Nuketown. Yeah.
From Black Ops 2, whatever. Yeah. That's basically like the battlegrounds idea that everyone's making in Far Cry. So now, like, literally Battlegrounds is making that into their game that can actually do Battle Royale.
So yeah, here's the full details, is that the first team to reach 200 points is the winner. Each match will also have a 15-minute timer. After the timer, highest score will win. Each player will have a rifle, a random rifle, a random pistol, 1 grenade, level 1 vest, and helmet. And also you'll be able to respawn, which is like the whole point of PUBG in the first place, was to only have 1 respawn, like or just have 1 life. So it's kind of neat that they're just adding content and like adding new modes and stuff to it, which that's great. But yeah, they're trying to appeal to a faster pace gameplay mode.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kind of weird.
Might be, yeah. Like in that kind of game mode, I don't know if I'd play that. Like the way it controls, like I like it more as the more realistic PUBG classic mode. I go to Call of Duty for stuff like this.
Right.
Yeah.
They do it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right. New updates to Soul Calibur 6. New characters are announced. I didn't even read this article. Which characters got announced?
Oh, it's just one character.
Siegfried?
Yeah, Siegfried.
Okay.
He's like the Soul Calibur character, so it's no surprise, but he's fan favorite. He's been there since the beginning. He's like basically the protagonist of the series, because he's always the hero that's shown clashing with Nightmare. So I'm just kind of surprised he hasn't been announced already. Honestly, I didn't realize that.
That's like Street Fighter not announcing Ryu or something.
Right. They showed friggin' Geralt before. Is that how you say his name? Geralt?
Geralt, yeah.
Geralt reveal.
Okay. That sounds stupid. It's like someone mispronounced Gerald. Anyway, my stand-up bit is over. We can move on.
All right. Rockman 1
What's the deal with Geralt? Sorry.
Rockman X and Rockman X2 Anniversary Collection coming.
It's Mega Man X. I put the Japanese trailer in there.
I'm not wrong.
The American one wasn't out yet when I posted that, but yeah, really the news here is that it's a collection again, like 1 and 2, implying that they will be released separately, coming out on the same day. Like the Switch is getting just like collection 1 and 2 together as like a bundled physical release, which I think is awesome. But there's a lot of people out there that don't really care for X5 through 8, which are on the Legacy Collection 2. So, you know, great for people that want to save money and just get the first 4. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just excited that they're coming out bundled because I wouldn't want to have to buy them separately.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
And it's July 24th. I think that might have already been announced, but I know it was summer is what they said. Yeah, July 24th. I can't wait because seeing this trailer again reminded me how much I love these games. But there are some minor things in here that they kind of showed as extras. All of the games have been kind of like up-resed to look nicer, especially the 3D ones. There was some very clear resolution changes there from the original, like kind of more blocky, like 480p stuff. And the 2D games, I think, are a little crisper in general, but they also have a an optional filter that everyone's been making fun of, because it's just that generic smoothing effect that never really looks good because it's way too overdone.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they did with Chrono Trigger and stuff like that. So yeah, most people probably won't use it. I don't hate it, but I like it more in emulators where you can like just do a little bit to smooth out the pixels. This is like a blur effect almost, and it looks gross. But yeah, I don't know. It might look better in like the PS1 games, maybe. I don't know, because they're a little nicer looking anyway. But there's also some unlockable things like some promotional videos, concept art. There's like a movie, like a prequel movie that I guess was only included with the PSP Maverick Hunter X game. Kind of like the 3D remake of Mega Man X, which I actually wish that Maverick Hunter X game would have been included as like an unlockable extra for the first collection or something. Do like that in collection 1 and like Mega Man Command Mission or something in collection 2, just to have something like an unlockable experience built into the game, because I miss stuff like that. They had that stuff in the first collection on GameCube and PS2.
Oh yeah.
It was like the battle and chase games, I think, were unlockable. Yeah, so some substantial extra stuff, and then they also at the end teased like a challenge mode where you can choose your character between, I think, like X, 0, and it might just be those two. And then you choose 3 power-ups and go into just like a boss rush, which is kind of cool. So you kind of like you choose your loadout and then fight all of the bosses in order from all the different games. So that's a really neat little extra mode that I didn't expect. So it feels like they're actually putting some more work into this one still than they did the original Mega Man collections, which is respectable, even if it's still not as much work as they put into the GameCube and PS2 versions of these same collections. Although I guess that was like when they only had X through X6 or something like that, but whatever.
Yeah. I never played the challenge modes in the first ones or the first Mega Man collection. I just played the games, and then I saw some of the museum stuff, which is kind of just what I want out of this collection. Is all the
Did they have challenge modes?
Yeah, in the first one they had a bunch of challenge modes.
Oh, so I guess this isn't new. Okay.
No. But yeah, it's nice to see that they added those. Like I messed around with them, but it wasn't my thing. I just like playing the original games and seeing all the neat like concept art and all I think Mega Man especially is great for that kind of stuff because you see all the different boss designs that they go through, which is
it's super cool. That's some of my favorite stuff is like seeing the progression of the Robot Masters.
Yeah, super cool.
Because like as a backer of Mighty Number 9, like regardless of how that game turned out, we got like regular like development updates of like their designs for each mighty number. And it was really cool seeing those progressions into the final game of all of those guys, because they were well designed. They didn't play well in the game.
Yeah,
but it was kind of cool to see at least.
It was also cool to see in the original collection that kids would send in their drawings to have the the bosses.
Yeah.
And you'd see the kids' drawings and see what like they actually labeled them, and some of them were like kind of silly because you know they're kids, like they're trying to come up with something.
But a few of them actually became later Robot Masters.
Yeah,
like I think Nightman was one of those drawings. Like, you know, crude versions. Obviously, they changed them quite a bit, but like the names of the masters or like their general design were adapted into actual Robot Masters in the future, which is cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
I'm looking forward to this collection.
Yeah, me too.
FTC letter indicates void warranty language on video game consoles is illegal. Justin, you want to run this one down for me?
Yeah. So this is, you know, more flowery language from the FTC, those good old chaps. But basically it's saying that all of that stuff where, like, you know, if you open up your console, you void the warranty on it. Like, you can't actually declare that.
Really?
They said that on all different kinds of things, like cars, mobile phones, and then it also includes video game consoles within that.
Huh.
So, yeah, it says provisions that tie warranty coverage to the use of particular products or services harm both consumers who pay more for them as well as the small businesses who offer competing products and services. They've been asked to revise any documentation alluding to a void of warranty to ensure that such materials do not state or imply that warranty coverage is conditioned on the use of specific parts of services. So basically all it's saying is, like, they can't tell you that if you don't use these things correctly, it voids the warranty, because you're screwing over the people that make replacement parts and stuff like that, you know, that aren't the official things. Like with the Switch stocks, for example, you can't say like, oh, if this stock bricks your console, it's, you know, it's not under warranty. Like, that's not legal, because then it's basically saying you can only use the official ones, which they can charge whatever they want for. And that hurts the, you know, the economy of those systems. And I think it's really smart, especially because I mean, it's out of warranty anyway, but I've been worried about opening up my PS4, which I know is probably full of cat hair. Because I don't want to, like, you know, break it and not be able to get anything fixed with it, because they say that once you open it, it voids it or whatever. Like I said, mine is out of warranty anyway, but I feel like that's a situation where if it went wrong, you know, they probably would fix it. But because of this language, they don't technically have to. So it still makes me paranoid.
Interesting.
So it's kind of interesting when this stuff comes out.
Yeah. Another interesting thing is microtransactions are returning to Star Wars Battlefront 2 next week. Yay.
A little bit. Just a little bit of microtransactions.
See, yeah, these,
You didn't read any of these.
I
Crystals.
didn't read the ones that you added. I read the ones that I added.
Yeah, fair. Crystals can be purchased with real-world money, and these crystals are just used for cosmetic skins that are being added to this new expansion. So it's the indoor update, which I guess brings in like new alternate skins, like Ondor. Is it Ondor? Indoor?
Endor.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh
Endor. Okay, sure.
I hate Star Wars
Endor,
now, and whatever.
Endor Leia and Endor Han. See, this just sounds like they're like hanging out inside. I'm gonna say Ondor. You know, casual, like PJ Leia and PJ Han. Anyway. Okay. And yeah, there's over 50 new personalization items, so customizable cosmetic skins, that are being added that can be bought with these crystals, but are not, you know, they don't affect gameplay in any way. So it's really, like, it's not nearly as bad as it was before, obviously. They're getting it done right. I think the problem before was that they weren't allowed to do, like alternate skins or anything, because they had to stick within the realm of, like, what was real to Star Wars canon. So this is kind of a way where they can have like, oh, well, this is a canon costume that we can add in for this, paid currency. Whereas before, the only way to do microtransactions was with like consumable items and things like that. But I think it's too little too late because I imagine no one's playing this game as it is. But at least they're doing it the right way.
One cool thing, though, that's coming from this is Ewoks versus Stormtroopers.
Interesting.
It actually is kind of like I think that's kind of neat. Just so you could switch up what characters you're playing as. Because
it's a fun mode.
Usually just rebels versus stormtroopers.
It kind of reminds me of like, there's been a few games that have tried to do it, but I don't think any of them have done it super successfully. Games where it's like you have a certain number of people, and like as they die, they become zombies, and so like the zombies end up being against the people then, and so it's like a war to like if you have one person left by the end, the people win, but like if everyone turns zombie by the end, then the zombies win. And it's kind of like that because it says like fallen stormtroopers respawn as Ewoks.
Nice.
So it's like it's literally like stormtroopers versus Ewoks, and I kind of like modes like that.
And our last news story for today is THQ Nordic is skipping out on E3 so they can watch soccer.
This is the funniest news story of the week to me.
Yeah, like that's pretty much like the story because they have like they think. I feel like they were just gonna skip E3 regardless because it's becoming less and less relevant over the years. And they still have like other big conferences they can go to. Like Gamescom is like, I think Gamescom is bigger than E3, just in size of it, in scope.
Yeah, I mean E3 is for the investors still. It's really not like a major. I mean, of course, a lot of people debut stuff at it because it helps their investment, but it's just show stuff off behind closed doors to investors to either get them funded or to raise their stocks and like encourage their stockholders like. Your money is being well invested. Trust us, because that's why they focus so much on like numbers and the like their quarterly sales and all that crap. Like I don't pay that much attention honestly. But I just like their tongue-in-cheek caption here. They said, "It is with great regret that we at THQ Nordic must report." Must report that we will be unable to miss a single moment of this great sporting event. Therefore, we'll be forced to stay in our lovely Viennese beer gardens, blowing the froth off a couple, watching football and one or two cool press conferences on Twitch. Looking at you, Devolver, instead of rocking it ourselves. That's pretty classy, and I love the Devolver shout out too because they are also very tongue-in-cheek, like we don't care about E3.
Yeah, did you guys?
So that kind of proves like they weren't going to go anyway, and this is like their excuse, but it's fun.
Yeah, Devolver had a crazy ass conference last year. It was nuts. It was like a joke kind of thing. So yeah. Trying to get in with the cool kids. I feel like Devolver is like the cool kids of all the game publishers.
Oh yeah, easily. But it is kind of weird to me because like THQ probably has more. Well, Nordic. I'm still gonna call them Nordic. Has more stuff coming out like in the next supposedly year than probably a lot of other like studios of their size, and they're not going to be at E3. Like that seems weird.
Yeah,
I imagine some of the games will probably be shown like during other conferences, especially Microsoft because they need to show something.
Yeah,
but
most noticeably, I fucking can't talk. Notable is Darksiders 3 and Biomutant, which are two that I kind of wanted to see.
Yeah,
they might put like.
I feel like Darksiders 3 still isn't very far along though. Yeah. That game looked rough when it was shown off in demo form.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I'm interested in seeing more of it because it does look rough.
I still need to play those. I've been going through Darksiders 1 slowly.
Yeah, it's a slow.
But I need to get back into it. It's fun. It's just like it feels like a hack and slash Zelda, and I don't really want to do the combat that much.
I feel like it could have saved a few hours and got you to the openness of that world a little bit faster. than what it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's our last news story for tonight. Justin, where can the people find your stuff?
They can find it at either Twitter or YouTube or Twitch if they look for Zero Score.
Wow.
Right?
Yes.
No jokes. No screwing around. I am all business tonight, sir. I have my professional equipment back, and I'm feeling professional.
It's business, Justin.
No jokes. Just the biz.
Hello, where can people find your stuff?
Y'all can find me on Twitter at Near the Hero, N3R0, THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Near the Hero, spelled with all letters. And you can find me here every week with the Charge Shot Boys.
You can find me, your host Thomas, on Twitter at CSG Thomas on Twitter. Also on chargeshot.com. And on patreon.com/chargeshot. Me and Ben have been holding down the fort last few weeks, but I assume Justin's going to be back next week with his Charged Up.
No, dog, that's your show now.
All right.
So quick last minute story announcement.
Oh no.
Sega had been teasing that they were going to be showing off something at the whatever conference tonight, and apparently they announced Shenmue 1 and 2 HD remasters coming to PS4 this year.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So that's kind of surprising. And they also showed off it's called Sega Ages for Switch. And it's basically more of the virtual console stuff.
Okay.
Proving we're probably not going to get virtual console. There's looks like all they show here is it's a fan expo, by the way. Sega Fan Expo is what this is. It shows Sonic the Hedgehog, Thunder Force 4, and Phantasy Star. But there's going to be a bunch more. So it's like a Sega collection of ROMs on the Switch.
Yeah.
And a bunch of stuff. Holy crap. I might have to like shift this into the show. And the Mega Drive Mini.
Huh.
There you go, Lo.
Wait, the Mega Drive Mini.
Yay? Question mark? I'm excited for that.
That's actually kind of nuts.
Huh. Yeah.
Mega Drive Mini.
Because I've never had a Mega Drive. I've only ever had a Genesis. So I might want to check that out. Unless the
I don't know what else is going to be on it, but
yeah, because their Genesis version didn't work out so well. Their emulation for that was really bad. It's one of the things that
some more info on that
stopped me from purchasing it. Because like I showed Lo like that screen like that. I took a picture of like all these Mega Drive minis, or not Mega Drive minis, Genesis minis, and it was like $100. I was like, that's a little bit much.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't even know what games are on a Mega Drive.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something.
Siliconera, what do you have to say?
No,
there's not a lot of info. Celebrating the 30 years of the system. Releasing
the only thing like
year.
Sega itself is promoting like on Twitter and stuff is the Shenmue 1 and 2 remaster.
Yeah, I don't know if
Which
I
makes
need to
sense because they're working on Shenmue 3, so throw those into that engine and call it a day.
Yeah, I don't know if I need to play through Shenmue 1 and 2 again. Those games are a little rough nowadays.
Yeah.
Ooh, they actually still look rough in this remaster.
Yeah.
This is not the Shenmue 3 engine.
Yeah, I figured they wouldn't do that. They'd probably just find a way to emulate it or something.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. Sega's doing stuff. Good for them.
Good for them.
Alright, now we can show.
Alright. So yeah, that's my show now. Me and Ben are just gonna get drunk every night and watch movies and talk over them.
Yeah, freeze up my Wednesdays. Probably a better show anyway. I haven't looked at the numbers, but I assume they're doing better without me.
Funnily enough, our wrestling shows do amazingly better than our regular shows.
That's all right.
Yeah. People like to hear about wrestling, I guess. I don't know.
Our movie reviews usually do pretty well. Like the Black
Yeah.
Panther one, I think is still one of the top episodes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Usually when you do like the MCU stuff and that, reviews are good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That's the end of the show. I don't know what you're doing here. Go.
Get out of here.
Until then, guys, enjoy your games. Bye.
See
Leave.
ya.
Turn off the podcast. What are you still doing here? Just input these clips anywhere you want.
Just like leave like 5 minutes and then put in
Yeah. Make people think they're getting a bonus episode, but it's just like